Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean Rick Hu, and my co-host, the dramatic owl, Nat Ko.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We want to share with you a little bit about today's event. It is part of NLB's Read to Be Sure initiative, also known as RTBS, which explores multiple perspectives on trending topics through a combination of programs as well as content just like this. And we hope that everyone will benefit from a balanced and credible knowledge base. So with that, Sean-Rick, what are we talking about today?
So today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, is Kiasuism kills creativity in Singapore.
Will Kiasu culture continue to stifle our creative excellence? Yes or no? Leading the proposition, ladies and gentlemen, we have Joshua Ip.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshua. I'm a poet. I've written some books which are hidden at the back. Very few people have read them, so please go and try. I also run a small organization called Singlit Station that supports writing in Singapore. Thank you.
His opponent and my tag team partner for this debate itself, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one, the only, Kay Hana.
Woo!
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. I'm Kay Hana. I'm a lecturer over at Nanyang Academy of Fine Arts and I'm currently with the School of Fashion Studies.
Don't worry, this is not going to get violent, which is why we need a referee.
Hello everyone, I'm Chen Chi-Ying. I'm a trained cultural and organizational psychologist. Right now I am an associate professor of psychology at SMU.
Before we start, how do you feel? Do you feel prepared? Are you ready?
I'm ready to win.
Oh yeah!
I'm scared.
You're scared?
Scared
That
to
thing very
win.
scary.
Very scared to win.
All right, we are ready. With that being said, we
Okay.
are going to take a look at the poll right now.
So once again, Kiasuism kills creativity in Singapore. Agree or disagree?
Okay.
Okay.
So now we know the stance, okay? Right now, majority feels that they agree that Kiasuism kills creativity.
Yes, that's
So
right.
It's okay. We're good. We're just like it.
For every round, we will have about 4.5 minutes. So proposition will begin. So that's Josh and I over here.
Okay.
And then later it will go over to you guys.
This is the debate. Are you ready?
Okay, so today I'm standing on the proposition side to argue that creativity actually struggles to thrive in a Kiasu culture. Let us start by defining our terms. So Kiasu literally means, yes, afraid to lose. So in Singapore, it shows up everywhere. So it's like enrolling your child in 3 tuition centers just in case. It's taking your 5 CCAs for your portfolio. It's choosing the safe career path because it's stable, it's respectable. The auntie you see at Chinese New Year will say, oh, very good, very good. Because we need that, right? Kiasuism is about following a structure, whereas for creativity, you bounce off everywhere before you finally come to a satisfying conclusion or an answer for yourself. So, Kiasu culture thrives on formulas like, what's the model answer? What is the fastest way to get there? What did the previous person do that I can do also, so I get there as well? However, creativity, on the other hand, asks uncomfortable questions like, what if we try something different? What if this doesn't work? What if we don't know the outcome yet? And also being okay with it. So, in a society where success is often measured by efficiency, rankings, tangible results, creativity becomes very, very inconvenient. You need your time to sketch, doodle, experiment with ideas that kind of go nowhere. But in a Kiasu mindset, that looks like being inefficient. It looks like slacking, and it also looks like losing. So when time becomes currency, creativity then becomes a liability. So this is how, personally, I feel Kiasu culture sabotages the creative process. The environment rewards certainty over curiosity, speed over exploration, and safety over originality. Because sometimes the best ideas don't come from being afraid to lose, they come from being brave enough to wonder. So, does Kiasuism kill creativity? I say,
My turn. Creativity in Singapore doesn't have to look loud or reckless. Creativity doesn't have to be all over the place. It can completely be a calculated approach. It could completely be an understanding of what the limitations are from Kiasuism. I used to work in engineering, but I've been doing entertainment my whole life. The very reason why I went into engineering was because my mom, with all her heart, okay, bless her, okay, she went and said, Shauna, if your media dream doesn't work out, at least go and be engineer. Why? I thought to myself, I took a back seat and went, where did that come from? Why do I have to do this thing that I have zero desire to do? I know I'm not the only one like this here. A lot of us here are doing things that we don't want to do, but on the side when they go home, they're being a video editor, they're being a content creator. With them saying that Kiasuism kills creativity, there's living proof in front of you that that is not the case.
I am scared. I am very scared. I am very scared after I hear Sean Rick talking, because his whole argument is that creativity survives. Not thrives, survives. But we're not a third world country. I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive. I am scared because he thinks that if I can do 3 extra jobs and I can still be creative, then wow, I got creativity. Then maybe they'll ask me to do 4 extra jobs or 5 extra jobs. You see, creativity is not a competition. It's not about win or lose. The act of creation by itself is worthwhile. As long as you write a book, or tell a story, or sing your own song, you have made something already beautiful to cherish and hold for yourself, whether or not you get 1 million followers or a huge contract or win any awards. Creation and Kiasu are in different universes. They are allergic to each other. So if you want to win in Singapore, we all know you always go with the template, the model answer, the 10-year series. But what happens when you get too used to choosing the model answer? You become sensitive to things that are a little bit different. You become worried about people who need special management or special treatment. You become allergic to diversity. You become allergic to the unusual. So how do you be creative in a country that doesn't even give you the chance to ask why? How to be creative in a country that doesn't ask questions because it's scared? Because I'm a creative, I can only ask one question. How? You tell me how.
Now, I am a little scared. Here's the thing. From what I've heard from Nat and Joshua, it seems as if they're giving creativity a particular face. The proposition assumes fear causes withdrawal, avoidance, and stagnation. That may be true in some contexts, but in Singapore, fear often triggers action. So people are afraid of becoming irrelevant, outdated, or left behind in a fast-moving economy. This fear pushes people to upskill, reskill, diversify their skill sets, explore new industries, experiment with new platforms. In Singapore, fear doesn't shut creativity down, it activates it. Constraints make creativity sharper, not weaker. It also changes its face. Creativity often needs a problem to exist. Without a problem, there is no urgency to innovate. I tell my students, hey, as future creatives, you need to be able to solve problems, right? Strong rules, limited land, dense populations, and strict governance create clear design challenges. Singapore is full of these examples where limitations lead to innovation. Vertical farming. Maybe you've heard of vertical farming? Sometimes when you look at your car park, at the roofs, there's suddenly bak choy, kangkong, banana trees, right? Urban farming. Because we have lack of land. So that is a creative way to circumvent that. This shows creativity not just as the arts, not just as music, not just as design, but it shows creativity as engineering and a social problem solver. Constraints provide direction, clarity, and purpose to creativity. Creativity relocates. Creativity does not vanish, it changes where it lives. When mainstream channels feel rigid, just like in Singapore, creativity migrates to alternative spaces. It lives in small creative communities, online platforms, independent studios, subculture, niche aesthetics. It survives, and not just it survives, it thrives in your micro communities.
Okay, so now we're going to go into the breakout session.
Yep.
So we're going to use this opportunity to highlight, okay, which side do you want to go to?
And also feel free to hop groups as well if you want a different opinion.
So far, we have already heard about 2 rounds of debates. And of course, I think we all agree that Singapore must still have lots of creative solutions and outcomes over here. But in the meantime, we might also still wonder if without this Kiasu mindset, can we be even more creative, right? So I would love to hear more from both sides in order to learn from them and help us to make our final decision.
Okay, everyone, so I'm going to start with a personal experience because apart from being a radio jock, I am also a speech and drama enrichment teacher. I'm trying to build creative thinking skills. I'm trying to build problem-solving skills. Now, this is not something that can be learned over a semester. It's something that needs to be learned over time. So sometimes it truly, truly breaks my heart when a very shy kid comes in, they're paying attention the entire time, but after one semester, the parent takes them out because they say, there are no results. And with the Kiasu mindset of another child can swim 100 meters, but my child cannot even string a sentence together, that's really not being fair.
Thank you, Ned. I also want you to be my teacher because you make me not scared to make mistakes, not scared to lose. Auden said, poetry makes nothing happen. That's the most often quoted line about poetry. But there's a second line. Poetry makes nothing happen, it survives in the valley of its own making. See, that's the best you can do. Survive only. When everyone is afraid, all you can do is survive. And even though survival is a beautiful thing, when all the pressures of fear are pressing down against you, I invite you to consider a Singapore and a Singapore culture that isn't defined by fear. When you are creative, you don't obsess about what might go wrong. Your eyes can only see the finish line. Your eyes can only see possibility, not restrictions, not risk. And you find a way to get there. I invite you to be creative. Live with no fear. Only then can we kill off Kiasu culture, and creativity can not only survive, but thrive.
For what it's worth, hats off to you. They mentioned that fear, Kiasu is fear of losing out. If you notice when you have the fear of losing out situation that is a follow, then people really just follow the status quo. We're here on the point of creativity thriving through Kiasuism. The thriving here is not the results-based fear or the fear-based results, but is the action of the things that we're doing right now to address whatever the situation is. Creativity is thriving because it is happening, and it is happening every single day. Every single problem that you're about to face, here, now, forever. Every time you address something and you think of methods and ideas, not wildly, not recklessly, but with calculation and understanding of the fear, understanding of the challenge that is ahead of you. That is the creativity that's happening.
It might look like it's just solving problems, but solving problems, be it in math, science, or healthcare, especially during the recent pandemic, COVID-19, it needs creativity. We don't go in blindly. So me and Joshua, maybe we could have our own creative differences.
Isn't that exciting that we learn so much about different perspectives regarding Kiasuism and creativity? Speaking of Kiasuism, the very first time I learned about this concept is actually by a taxi uncle. And he said, well, if you want to understand about Singapore, you need to learn 3 things, okay? First of all, Kiasu. Secondly, Kiasi. Thirdly, Kiabo. If you understand these 3 concepts, then you know very well about Singapore. Basically, I hear 2 compelling different perspectives. From the proposition, I learned that actually creativity should be a mindset that should be bred since young, right? Actually, in order to prepare a kid to be creative, we need the whole society, the climate, the culture to afford it. And because of that, maybe Kiasuism is not that supportive because fear, actually in psychology research, we also learned that fear is a powerful emotion that will sort of make you freeze on a lot of things. But having that said, I feel that actually the opposition stand is also equally compelling because indeed creativity is very important in terms of trying to generate new ways to solve existing problems. Fear is a very powerful emotion that facilitate or even drive us to figure out the best way, best solution for us to deal with our existing or surviving issues.
What do you think? Okay, after our conversations, Nat, will there be more people on your team or more people on my team?
3, 2, 1.
We see that the opposition perspective actually gains the votes from 13 to 18. So the winner is the opposition team. Congratulations to Sean Wick and Kay.
Ladies and gentlemen, and still RTBS debate champions Sean Riku and Kay Hannah. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our lovely experts and moderator and everyone here at National Library today, my name is Sean Riku.
My name is Natko.
We'll see you at the next one. Have a good day, guys.
See you.